just like that, because it's just like that. How you guys doing? This is the Unscripted Podcast, All Talk. I'm one of your hosts, Sam Legacy Moetta, my other host.
Y'all know the vibes, man. GQ went in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
The God.
Word.
The God. So, I'm doing close-ups, different angles. We're trying out new software. We having fun over here.
New things are going.
Yes. We're getting every perspective for everybody, which is awesome. So we have Sydney Sweets, the CEOs, the bosses in the building with the Unscripted Podcast.
Black on, y'all. Yes, sir.
We just want you guys to come a little closer to the mic, please. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So we can just get all audio. Tell us about yourselves. Tell us, where you guys from, like what made you guys decide to get into this business, etc.
Got you. All right, so I'll start. My name is Sydney, hence the Sydney Sweets. I started baking as a hobby, like right after I got out of college. It was just something that I was doing. And around that time, I met this cute guy, and, I gave him some of the stuff that I was making. And
One time.
he said, I think you got something here, like this could be a thing. And it just kind of started from there, right? In my mother's kitchen. We started selling stuff. We made up a little menu, and it just started rolling from there. And, we're both from Queens, New York. That's how we know each other, just kind of, round-the-way people.
Queens in the building.
Yeah. And, that's where it started. It started in my mom's kitchen, moved to our house after we got married. And then, at a certain point, it was either we doing this for real or we need to stop. And we decided to do it for real and open up a store.
Dope.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jermaine Perry said from Queens. So we graduated from college in 2005.
Okay.
Sydney actually, she graduated with a degree in accounting.
Yeah.
Me with a degree in engineering. So I'm working as an engineer. I'm like, this is not it. So I'm looking.
It's a good job too.
It's a good job,
Yeah.
well paid, whatever it is. But I'm like, this is not it, right? So I'm just always been an entrepreneur at heart. So I'm starting businesses, moving on. We meet. I'm like, yo, this is what it is. You're giving away stuff for free. You got to sell it. So it was the business that lasted for years.
Okay.
I've been in. It's funny. We were unpacking some suitcases. I found some old business cards from some old businesses. I'm like, I've really been at this entrepreneur game for years, right? Multiple facets. But Sydney Sweets is what lasted time after time. We were in business for 7 years before we opened our store.
Right.
So, a lot of people, they get to it within year 2. They're like, oh, I'm not making enough money. I'm out of this. Let's move on to the next thing, or I quit, whatever it is. But I like to tell that 7 years of making scrap money but building a brand until we open up a store. And that is this true testament in the story of how you make it to success. Some people overnight, and some people blow, but we put in the work, and that's why we have no problem taking our accolades and our wins. 17 years now in the game.
Dope.
So, you guys now, you've been together for so long, and how long have you guys been in business physically? That's the real question.
Yeah. So we've had the store now for 9.5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
The store is located in West Hempstead, New York, Long Island.
Dope.
So next year we're celebrating the Big 10.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
that,
you.
man. Yeah, so we've been paying rent, paying employees, paying taxes, paying insurance,
Real
this,
business.
real overhead, So yeah, man, we passed the 5-year mark, celebrated that.
Congrats.
They say the average restaurant fails within 5 years.
You're absolutely
Probably
right, yeah.
50% fail within 1 year, and then most are, they collapse within the first 5. So when we passed that, we knew, we on to this. This is it. There's no turning back. There was no turning back from day one.
We didn't have a plan B
Yeah,
once
yeah,
we
yeah.
started this. This
Absolutely.
has to work. So
Plan
we
A or
worked
plan A. So.
And I think that's what a lot of people have to understand. A lot of the times, we tend to oh, if this don't work, we gotta have a plan B. Like, no, like it's like this gonna work.
Exactly.
Like this is the only one we gonna work with, and this is what we're gonna go for. So
Exhaust every
congratulations,
effort.
yeah.
Absolutely appreciate it, man. I dedicated my hair to making sure we successful. I had hair before we opened this shop, and like long days, long nights, sleepless nights. The grind, man, we dedicated to it, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
that's a blessing.
All right. So the other question now being is, who are your target like customers? Because that's something in business that you when you market and you do strategies and is there anything that you do? Okay, for this season we're gonna come up with this brand or this flavor. We're gonna target this location and everything else. Are you guys solely focusing on Long Island? Are you guys, aiming for nationwide? What is your trajectory?
I'll start on this one. So, no, we're definitely not only Long Island. So we service the entire tri-state with our custom cakes. We deliver everywhere. And I would say our target customer is someone who is looking for luxury, right? So when they're throwing an event, they want luxury. They want like those events that go viral on Instagram. That's our target customer for that because they're willing to spend the extra for a high quality product, and that's what we offer.
Absolutely. I'll piggyback off of Sydney. So yeah, we have clients in Connecticut, New Jersey. Anyone who wants a high-end product that not only looks great, because you can go scroll through our Instagram, you'll find beautiful pictures, whatever it is, and probably a bunch of other people on Instagram as well. But we also pair, our tagline is cakes that taste even better than they look, right?
Right.
So when you bite in, so for 3 hours you're at this event, you're looking at this pretty cake, right? And you're like, oh man, so nice, I can't wait to dessert, we're going to cut it up. How many times you been to an event? By the time they slice that cake, you take one bite, you like, I'm good, right?
Every time.
That's
a lot of the times people ain't even eating the cake. It's just there,
right? They tell you like, and that's what people have expectations that pretty cakes don't taste good, right? So we came into the game to break that concept. Like, no, we're going to give you this baked from scratch, grandma tasting cake, but it's also going to look like it came from a professional place. So that's what we came to. And how we broke out of just the tri-state actually happened in the pandemic, right? So I think every business was like, hey, what's going on? How are we going to make this happen, right? We actually, we closed the shop, whatever it is. And this is our bread and butter. We got this is our family. It's how both of us support ourselves. So we had to close the shop. Everybody closed down. So everybody's scared for their life, right? Yeah. So we're like, man, how do we replace this revenue? And we came up with our new feature product, which is a cake jar. Now, what this allowed us to do is we were able to ship this product nationwide. So that opened up our nationwide business. Right. So we can now service anyone in the United States. We ship these 2 to 3 days. And anybody can now access the greatness that is Sydney Sweets anywhere in the United States.
That's dope. Yep. That's dope. You got any questions?
Yeah. So what else do you guys serve other than like the cupcakes? Is it like just cakes, cookies, like anything sweet? Like what do you guys like? It's very diverse, right?
It is. So anything dessert that you need, we can handle it for you, right? So we do the big custom cakes. We still also do smaller party cakes if you're just having something at your house. We have a whole holiday menu. So Thanksgiving was like off the chain in the bakery. We did loads of like pies and things. In the store, we sell the jars, cupcakes, cake pops, cake slices. And also, one of our new features that we've been doing a lot over the last couple of years are these dessert tables. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying, our target customer wants a luxury experience with their desserts. So we come in and you're not just getting a cake, but you're getting a cake, cupcakes, cookies, a whole bunch of matching desserts. And not just that, but we're also going to set it up for you. And it's going to look like a grand display. So
yeah, absolutely. So I like to call us a non-traditional bakery, right? We only retail 2 days a week, right? So, and I got this secret from one of my vendors right as we were opening up the shop. And
you gonna give it away live?
I'm gonna give it away live. We are unscripted, and we gotta give him some jewels that. So he told me, don't become a slave to your business, right? So when you think about entrepreneurship, you're thinking, listen, I want to be free, right? A lot of people want to break away from the 9 to 5, the traditional route. So, if you open up a business and you open 7 days a week, when you're small, you the owner, you got to be there, right?
Yeah.
So while I'm leaving my 9 to 5 that I want to be here from Monday to Friday and going to trade that for this place that's for now, I got to be here every day. So we started off only opening 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Currently, we only open up 2 days a week, Friday and Saturday. And this is a luxury product. Like these are the hours. You want it, this is when you come. And people come. And we make bread on those few days. Now, granted, retail is a small part of our business. A lot of our business is catering. So people are pre-ordering for large events, weddings, baby showers, these larger events where you got 50 or more people. That's our core business. But once you taste this is crack. Without the crack, you ain't gonna find this nowhere else. I'll put that on everything.
Talk that energy.
When you taste this, you gotta say, y'all know we had this other bakery, but we can't go back there because nobody's doing what we do. So it's just we stand behind our product. It's a quality product. We don't buy what's on sale, based on the ingredients that we need. These are the ingredients. This is the recipe. What it tastes like today, it's going to taste like that in 5 years. So,
do you see yourself franchising this?
We considered it. We consider it. Franchising is a huge project. Taking responsibility for another, entrepreneur's success. That's what you take. That's responsibility you take on as a franchisor. Getting into that. So it's something we considered. We're still looking into the possibilities. A lot of different ways that Sydney Sweets can grow, and we're considering those things. But one of the things that we just, we stand on is quality, right? So before we grow or do anything else outside of us, we just have to be assured that this product, whether it's from us or from in Manhattan, whatever it is, it's exactly like this. And that's we stand on quality, and we're not gonna bend. Like a lot of times companies grow, and you be like, nah, this ain't like the original shop, or or whatever it is. Or you get a venture capitalist come in and they're like, nah, we're not buying the real vanilla, let's buy the imitation. And that's not why we're in the game, right? People pay. We charge a pretty penny, right?
Yeah.
And we want people to feel good about, I paid this, I expected this, I got even better than what I thought I was gonna get. So, and I think that's why we're still in business. Like, we even get into quarrels sometimes. I'm like, nah, that's not good enough. You got to do it over. Like, that's not. I promise this person this, and she'll tell you, like,
it happens.
That's
part of working with your spouse, right? I feel like sometimes you're a little more comfortable. So I might say something to him, or he might say something to me that I wouldn't say to you, because I'm like, I don't want to be too close, but
I say what I say to everybody.
He's the kind of person.
What you reminded me of when you were saying about the product, Denzel Washington, Blue Magic.
Right. Yeah.
It's a brand name.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a brand name. He said, don't be cutting.
Right.
He said,
exactly. That's it. But people appreciate that. Like, people feel that. And that's just the right way to do business, and especially, we like to think that I like to be the representation of when people think of black business, like, and I tell people all the time, we are black, but we're just a business, right?
Yeah.
But when people see us, I like to think I'm the representation that you got to say, nah, I can't say that about this business or this black business no more. Because Sydney Sweets, nah, they came correct. So, and hopefully I now give the opportunity for someone else in another black business that they're like, nah, I felt this way, but I'm going to come correct because, Sydney Sweets came through and I'm going to give somebody else a chance. So I know that I represent not just us, but I represent all other black entrepreneurs as well.
So here's a question that just literally popped into my mind because you said about being a black business. And I think that there's so many harsh expectations for us to fail.
Facts.
You know? And then if we are successful, the interactions tend to be very dismissive. And I'm not targeting any ethnic group, but like, for example, and forgive me, I'm not targeting anybody, but I'm just using this example.
I don't know where you're going with this. I feel it.
You might go to a restaurant.
I feel it. Chicken wings.
You might go to a restaurant and you're like, hey,
Right, yo.
And you're like, yo, my money different.
Right.
We
Like, I gotta look down. Like, wait, is this? It's still green, ain't it? Like,
nah, but you know what? We don't even do that. We don't even like react the way in the Chinese restaurant. I'm gonna say it because I know where you go. But let's keep it real. And all love to it. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But this is not against Chinese. This is more about black people, right?
Yeah.
Why do we accept that from other places and lackluster, not clean sometimes, poor customer service? We accept that and come back week after week. I mess up one time. You blasted me on social media, on every review site. Has anybody ever left a bad review about on Yelp or social media about a Chinese restaurant?
No.
Nobody, right? But let me mess up. Honest mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Honest mistake. And you trying to destroy my livelihood.
Yeah.
That's how we treat each other. And we gotta stop that. We gotta stop that, We've had it happen to us a few times, and it is what it is. But I tell you, I clap back. Like you come, I clap. Yeah. Nah. but I do that.
Oh, you had me all the way messed up.
But you know what it is, though? I know in my heart that I'm a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm not out here trying to cheat nobody, do nobody wrong. If I can make it right, I'm going to make it right. If I mess up, I'm willing to say I messed up. But, a lot of times people treat us like businesses like everyone is Nordstrom. Nordstrom got that unlimited 7 years later return policy, right?
Yeah.
And they're not going to question you. But, they think we can't operate like that. You can't come say, hey, this color is not the pink I expected. I want my money back.
Yeah.
No, we just spent 7 hours creating this thing, and it's popping.
Yeah.
This thing looks good. And sometimes people want to nitpick so they can get whatever it is. But it is what it is. It's a part of the game as a business owner. You have to accept it. But we've been in the game for a minute, so we've been through a lot of circumstances. But I just tell people, have some grace with your black businesses. We're not funded by our parents, and we can just run the numbers up and hire a full team. Yeah. We're in here grinding, trying to pursue a dream from scratch, right? We emptied our savings account to open up this bakery, right? We put everything up into it, and we couldn't hire nobody. It was me and Sydney. Sydney had a full-time job for the first 2 years.
Full-time.
Sydney would go to work on Monday go 9 to 5, take the railroad out, and come right back to work and work 7 to 2 a.m. That was our life for years. And we had a newborn. So we call the bakery and our son twins. He's 9.5. Bakery's 9.5.
Wow.
Literally had a crib in the back, working it out. Like this was a life.
So give him some peanut butter. You're gonna be all right. It's just just give him some peanut butter.
Right.
Right
And that's the reality of it. That's the grind. Blood, sweat, and tears, and not that people should accept a lesser product. But I also think trying to tear someone down publicly for, mistakes because they don't have the luxury to operate in the fashion that other, ethnicity do to open up businesses. Yeah. We got to love on each other. And the thing about minority businesses, especially black-owned businesses, when a black-owned business does well, the community does well. Yeah. Who do people come through for sponsorships? And donations and things like that, businesses, right? Some individuals as well, but those are the type of people who understand community and things like that. And if that business succeeds, a lot of times you'll start seeing the community doing better. We're hiring people. We're hiring people that other people won't give a chance. We hire anybody, but we like to put an effort in to get our people in there, right? So, we're training people. We're giving them skills. We're giving people skills, giving them opportunity. We're paying them better than, what the regular minimum wage. And we have a healthy work environment. And they get to be around people like
that
us.
Look like them.
That look like them that they may not have access to. The person that where I'm at in life, no one is really, guiding them and they're seeing that, this is a black person that's successful. They're not in that interaction with them. So we take pride in that, and that's what black-owned businesses create. And also, when our young people see people like us succeeding, that's vision, that's opportunity, that's access, that's exposure. So we need us, but I talk on my dollars, right? Because some businesses, they ain't right? But I don't blast them. I just don't go back.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, listen, do your hustle, make your thing. Now, if you try to do me dirty, that's a different situation. But if you just messed up, I speak with my dollars. I just don't go back and spend my money.
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to stop someone's livelihood, from them living. That's just not how we. That's not the right thing to do. That's not love. That's not community. That's not how we should be in our culture.
Mm. I'm all for it. So, you guys mentioned that with the catering and everything else, do you mainly find that you find your customers online, or is it social media? Is it word of mouth? Out of those three, social media, word of mouth, and online, which one do you feel is your biggest audience?
I think right now it's probably social media.
Okay.
Because if you're on Instagram and you're looking for custom cakes in New York, you will find us. Right? You'll find us. The same thing like if you're online even looking for it, you'll find us that way. In the beginning, it was primarily word of mouth, but we have that as well, but I feel like we've kind of expanded outside of just our network, where people find us online. I think on social media really the most.
Yeah, I think we have a really strong, online presence. We have a really great, Instagram campaign that we do. We post regularly. We get some traction, but also repeat clientele, right? Like one of the beautiful things about our business is we've seen kids grow up, right?
Yeah.
So we've done the first birthday, and now we're, doing, sweet 16, for some clients who've really been from day one.
Yeah.
You've really seen from one and now graduating to high school. Or even if it's a little bit different of a scale from 10 to now going to college or whatever it is. But we've seen people get married and then have their first kid. So, we're the type of business that it's you come back. Once you become Sydney Sweets family, you family for life, right? So people come year after year. Like one client just emailed, this week, hey, birthday number 10, that's 10 cakes. I want to do a combination of all 10 cakes you've done for us.
That's
like,
dope.
and that's so people come back. So while new people are coming in, that repeat business is also great. So, every year you're expecting that happening. But I also want to talk to something about growth as entrepreneurs, right? Because along the way you do lose some people, right?
Yeah.
So, our price, Sydney, I don't know if we're going to get into this, but, Sydney she now a Food Network champion, right? So the price, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Absolutely,
so
right.
The price went up, and then some people drop. Some people don't come forward with you, right?
Yeah.
So and as an entrepreneur, sometimes we're scared to lose people. But that's the only way you're going to grow and reach your potential, right? Because we're no longer doing cakes that cost like that no more. And it's funny, sometimes people are like, oh, I got this invoice from 2014, and this is how much I paid.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yo, we
almost 10 years later.
It's like, yo, that's just not the price. Everything is up, right?
2014.
Yeah. But that's how. But this is, be like, and so. And you have to be confident that you are moving to a new level and producing a new product. And when you're making space for the new clients who do want to pay that and get the product that's worth that, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a lesson we learn. So we do, hopefully we drop in some gems for the entrepreneurs. Like, yo,
do
not
add on to that. As a creative person, if you're not paying yourself properly, you start to resent your craft, right? Like if I love decorating cakes, but if I spend 5 hours on some really detailed cake and then I think back on how much I got paid for it and I feel like it's not equitable, I'll be like, dang, I really don't even feel like doing that no more, right? Like,
that might be what we experience, because sometimes we with the embroidery. Sorry, cut you off, but I just thought about it because. We might do something like, wow.
And the work that we do, we like,
we had to do layers, cutting.
Yeah.
I don't think people really know, like,
they don't
especially
know.
with the
they have no.
Yeah,
not an ounce.
So so at some point, you just gotta. You got to know what it is, and you got to say this is what it is. And, I like to think that hopefully we're in industries where everyone is charging, their worth, whatever it is. But we know what we put out, and then people also know what we put out as well. So I like, people, they price shop. I say, you know what, everybody has a budget.
Yeah.
Everybody has somebody that's going to produce at the level or at the price that they want to. And, we like to think that our people are going to come to us and what's for us is for us.
All right. So, Sydney, I actually have a question for you. How did you get into the Food Network thing? Like, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so Food Network has always been like the thing that I was like, one day I'm gonna do it, one day I'm gonna do it. And then one day Jermaine tells me like, yo, a casting agent just hit us up through like Instagram, right?
Yep.
Instagram, saw our page, hit us up. Jermaine's like, you're gonna have to get on a call with them. I'm like, okay. So and it was just like that. They found us. I did a call with them. And then it went like silent for a few weeks. I went away on vacation, and then they called me and was like, "Yeah, so you've been casted. Can you come in on Friday?" I'm like, "I'm in Miami. Like what?"
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I almost didn't do it just because of how tight the timeline was. It was in the summertime. That's our busiest season. I was out of town. I was supposed to come back and work on all these cakes, and they wanted me to show up, and I almost didn't do it. And Jermaine was like, "Nah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out." Because you going.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened. And we like called in help from wherever we could get it to hold the bakery down. And I went.
And you won.
And
She
I
won.
won.
Went and won.
It
Yeah,
was-
Say, flex your
Yeah.
shoulders and you.
And
and
how
you
long was the
won.
competition? Like, how many people were in the competition?
So it started out with 8 competitors.
Okay.
And there were 6 episodes. So every episode someone got cut. And then at the end, there were 3 of us. And I won. And what was crazy about it, throughout the episodes, they have like all these challenges, and I wasn't winning any of the challenges at first. The first couple episodes, I wasn't winning anything. I'd get on the phone with Jamina and I like, yo, I thought they didn't pick me. I didn't win anything. And then I felt like people started just expecting me to be out the game. Like someone said to me, "Oh, at the end, I'm gonna pick you to be my assistant because I think you're really good." You only get picked to be an assistant if you don't make it to the end. So I was like, I told Jermaine, I was like, yo,
The disrespect.
they're
This
sleeping
mad
on
disrespect.
me.
Yo, slut.
I was like, they're
Yeah.
sleeping on me. And after that, Jermaine would hype me up on the phone every night. The next day I went in, it was a challenge that I was really nervous about, but I was just like, you know what? Just go in there and do what you do, the way you do it, the way you like to do it, and that's the one I won. And after that, I won everything else. It was like I got on a roll. I was like, oh yeah, Sydney's here now. I got myself together.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
And we
dope.
took home the prize, and it was like something that I have been waiting to do for a really long time. So I was happy that it turned out that way.
Yeah, and two, I think what happened to part of the story is, she was stressed. Like we have an actual bakery. So a lot of people when they compete on these shows, like they don't have a store, right? So they are like shut down and they at the competition giving they all. We had a whole thousands of dollars in clients expecting us to perform. And I don't decorate cakes, right? Like I operate as a CEO, I'm on the business side, whatever it is. But I was decorating cakes that week. I was in there getting in.
Babe, so it's one time, right? It's one.
Right. And we on FaceTime like this. But so our intention was like, all right, boom, you're gonna go in, and at night you're gonna come back and you're gonna do what you gotta do. But it was also COVID, right? So that COVID protocol, you COVID test, you locked in your room, you go to the studio. So
And we also didn't stop filming until like 1 o'clock in the morning, and call time was at 6 a.m. the next day.
Oh.
That's how it is,
real
yeah.
TV,
That's how
right?
it
So
is,
I
yeah.
think we're also in that same conversation the next day. And that also in that conversation was, yo, don't worry about it. I got it. I figured it out. I'm gonna handle it. We don't need you to come back no more. And
Oh,
that
yeah, I
and
forgot
and
about
that
that.
was the switch for her.
It was.
I took the pressure off. I said, yo, you're there to win. You're not there to just participate. I don't
Yeah.
like I'm gonna love you when you come home regardless.
Yeah.
But nah, you there to win, right?
Yeah.
Nah, we stressed out over this time, and it ain't worth it if you don't come back with that 25,000. So come back. I got this. Come back with that money, and I'm gonna figure this out. If you come home with that, I'm gonna be alright with my stress. But come home with that money, but I got this. And that's when she was like, boom.
That
all
was
in.
that night. Because I kept thinking in my head, like, all right, I'm getting closer to the weekend. I'm going to have to go home. I even said to him, I was like, I think I need to throw
She was
it.
going to throw the
I was
competition.
like, because I need to come back because our customers, they don't know what I'm doing. All they know is that they paid their money, they expect their product, and I owe it to them to give it to them. But they worked it out. He got help.
Yeah.
And
No complaints.
No, we was valid. We was valid. Yeah. And so we also called in one of our interns who has her. Shout out to Sprinkle by G.
Sprinkle by G.
Yeah. So she was interning with us, you know, and just learning before the pandemic, and we kind of like, you know, we should handle extra people in here, whatever it is. But I called her. I was like, yo, I need you, like, you know, and you know, she has her own business, she has a job, whatever it is. But yo, she pulled up, she helped. You know, I did what I could do. You know, I learned I have some new talents, you know, and we just pulled it out. It was stressful, but you know, we popped some champagne after we got that done.
That's dope.
That's definitely congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Big congrats. So, you know, we got all these goodies on the table. Talk about it. You know, it's only right.
Absolutely.
You know, we tried something
Absolutely.
over here.
So we got some cake jars, kind of for sure. But we also got the cupcakes out, which got some real crazy flavors. So, Sid, you want to just talk about what we got here?
Yeah, I'll tell you what we have. First, we have our chocolate caramel brownie cupcake, cinnamon toast crunch. We have chocolate Nutella. We have vanilla with chocolate chips.
Man, if my daughter was here,
She
would lose her mind.
How old is she?
About this, she's 13.
13, okay.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta save some for her. Take it home.
Yeah, we gotta get these. Where's the right place to place these so the people can see what's going on?
I mean, we all angles, so you can get this
all angles right here. There we go.
Here,
you know,
everybody's gonna get.
Yeah, we you know, they got a good view.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to. What's up? Y'all grabbing? Y'all eating? What's up?
I am.
Don't tell me you
Sam
want.
Sam gonna. I just got over a little stomach thing,
Okay.
so
Chocolate
Sam gonna take care of it.
Strawberry crunch.
All right. I'm gonna try this one. This
Cinnamon toast crunch. Oh yeah, that slaps. That slaps.
I'm going.
I'm definitely gonna bring home for the fam and shorty. So.
All right, hold on. I gotta switch the camera real quick so y'all can get a good view. You heard?
Bring it up close.
Look.
See the little sparkles going on, right?
Yeah. We gonna go over here too. I'm gonna put it in their face. You see?
Yeah.
Boom. All right.
Good.
All right. So. All right. He even agreed. Their son is here off camera.
Yeah,
Our son
yeah.
is always with us. He's here too.
Moment of truth.
I'm a big girl. Man.
Okay.
I ain't gonna front. I'm a big girl. Oh, ooh. Okay. I'm trying to see what Okay. I taste a little vanilla.
Oh, yeah, vanilla is the cornerstone of a good bakery, you know. So you know you're always gonna have that in there.
Okay. I'm not like Simon from
We're waiting for the commentary.
Right.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
No, good.
So, I don't think I asked. I know you guys. You said you used to bake before, but was this something that was like passed down, like grandma? She was in the kitchen.
Baby, this how you going?
Right, yeah.
You gonna put that one over there? Hey, that's too much sugar.
Right.
But
So no, it started like that. So my mom used to bake on the weekends. Like it was our thing growing up.
Okay.
She was always baking, and I kind of picked it up from her. And you know, I have a major sweet tooth, so I love to bake because I like to eat dessert. So it started really from that, and we had these recipes that got passed down from my mom and things that we kind of developed on our own. And then once we got into the bakery, we realized that, you know, some cakes that are good for like just like a regular loaf cake at home don't really stack up well. So then Jermaine helped, maybe it's his engineering background, help kind of reshift some of the recipes to keep them the same but make sure that we can decorate them the way we want to.
Okay.
And we just kind of built them ourselves from there.
What was? Go ahead.
Sorry,
You go.
Yeah, I had a question if you guys. So I know like the whole entrepreneurship and having your own business and so on. Have you guys ever had like a slow, like months? Is there times where you're like, damn, like bills are not being covered and so on and so forth? Never had those moments, or was there ever a time where you're like nervous?
No, actually no. Right.
Yeah, not gonna obviously, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, we passed the hope and guessing game right now. Like, you know, we running a well-oiled machine. But so again, like, well, two things happened. It's a long story, not a long story, but multiple facets to the story, right? So we built the brand, for 7 years. So we didn't just open up a shop and say, hey, we gonna see if people come, right?
Yeah.
We how we decided, kind of what, besides just taking a leap of faith, right? We're like, yo, all right, cool. We're doing this much money. We can at least pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
And that's why Sydney kept her job. We was like, all right, if what we're doing in the business can at least pay the rent and whatever it is, then we all right. We got her income. We could pay our mortgage and cover our expenses. We're not paying ourselves, so we didn't pay ourselves for a few years, but we had our mortgage paid from her job, and then what we made at the bakery paid the bakery expenses, right? So we had a little system, and then. Now, so you got to be able to do that. You got to be able to sacrifice paying yourself for.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we were blessed to be able to do that. And Sydney, MVP, held it down. So I was full time at the bakery while she was, doing. She was full time both places. But while she was at work, I was at the bakery running the retail, whatever it is, watching our son, doing what we had to do. But yeah, now it's ebbs and flows, right? So yes, we have mega months in the summer. The summers are, but
that's your business.
That's our,
busy
so
time,
the between the second and third quarter, between like April to August, that's our slamming time, right? So now December is starting to slow down. We just had heavy Thanksgiving we going into, but I tell people I appreciate the slow weeks because I'm grinding my gears. So when I got a slow week when I could leave at 6 when the store closed, I'm like, thank you, God.
Right.
Let me get this time. You want to go on a date? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Let's go grab a drink.
Absolutely.
But I'm in a comfortable position. I'm on salary, so my money, I know I'm going to get paid whatever it is, but we earn that though. But you got to just understand, like, it's a slow season, and we're blessed to have ebbs and flows, and we know it's going to happen. But we are. I thank God that we have business, and I've been trusting of God to just know that it's going to happen. It is what it is. We put in the work, though. I know I come to Instagram and post every day, hopefully twice a day. I know I'm on Google, and I'm making sure I'm found. I'm making sure I'm showing up to things like this where we get opportunity to get more exposure. We putting in the work. So I know that that's going to come back.
Absolutely.
So as long as you're doing what you got to do and you representing and you taking your steps, you're doing the marketing, you're doing the back of the line work that doesn't get seen, it's gonna come back. So yeah, we've been thankful that we ain't never had to scrape a dime.
Right.
Sydney ain't had to sell no feet pics on OnlyFans. We've been alright. We've been alright.
I'll even add into that the only time that we felt nervous momentarily was when COVID first started.
Right.
Right?
Okay,
Because we're an event business, and the bigger the event, the bigger the check is for us. So then when there was no events at all, we were like, oh snap, like, what are we about to do?
Yeah.
And because, like I said, we don't have a plan B, like this has to work, we have to figure something out. And that's how we started the cake jars. Because it just has to work. Yeah. So I feel like if we ever end up in a situation like that again where it's slow or, something catastrophic happens and we don't know what we're going to do, we're going to figure something out. Because we just have to.
Yeah.
And that just is what it is.
Yeah, because it's amazing, like, the fact that you said the storefront is open, like, 2 days out of the week. And I think, like, a lot of times, a lot of storefronts, even bakeries, they open every day. So the fact that you guys accomplished that and have everything going for you guys is amazing, really.
Yeah, I think with that, we just really made a choice to focus on our main revenue stream, right? Like, if we're open every day, that's less time that our staff has to put into the custom cakes. And we just have to make a decision like, all right, retail, it makes money, but it might take me a whole day of retail to make the amount of money that one cake can make. And depending on the cake, it can make even more than a whole day of retail. Right. So let's focus on that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
but you're still inside, like,
there.
You're there every day, but like the storefront.
So our work time in the bakery, our team is between Tuesday and Saturday. Sunday is an event day, so sometimes we're doing events. But I could run out. I could run in and out. I could say, oh, my team got this. I got some flexibility.
Gotcha.
But when you're open, you know,
gotta do
you
that.
have to be there.
Absolutely.
And then
yeah,
especially,
yeah.
you know, if you're a black business and you ain't opening the time you say you was gonna open, they gonna
Right.
throw you
You
on
know
the
how that
bus.
go.
So yeah, that's it. But yeah, COVID was a scary time. I don't think I let her know how scared I was in that time, but we figured out. You know, I was like, we just knew. And when sometimes I think removing Plan B, like that puts you in the game.
Yeah.
You're going, you know, when you could be like, I guess I gotta go back to work. I know I can't go back to work. It ain't no job that's gonna happen. You know? Like so, you know, yeah. So we had to do it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. My next question is, okay, so now we're dealing with the jars, and I'm looking at it in a sense where, okay, for us when we're getting clothes, it's like, okay, we're going through this website, we're going with this. Do you find yourself dealing with like, okay, trying to find the cheapest cost, or because remember, it's not the same with the cakes and the ingredients. This is just something. Obviously, you don't want no cheap glass or whatever.
Yeah.
But is it like, nah, my man, Mr. Chin, got it, 25 cents cheaper? Do you find yourselves doing that?
Or talk about this a bit, but finding these jars has become a struggle. Just because, like, they'll have them, then they're out of stock. Then they're back in stock and they come and they look different than they looked before. Like, it's something as simple as the jars now. These ones are shorter and wider. They used to be taller and skinnier. So now the customers are like, y'all made the jars smaller. I'm like, no, it's the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The jars are just different, but that impacts
like, don't be trying to skim me.
Yeah.
Y'all know how much cake I should be getting.
Yeah,
Where's the weight?
At one point, we had both jars in the case at the same time, and they're like, "No, I want that one." And I'm like, "Yo, they the same thing. It's an 8-ounce jar. It's equivalent to 2 cupcakes.
Yeah.
There's no way we can short you. But it is what it is. But yeah, finding supplies, and I think now, especially in COVID,
it's gotten worse.
What do you call But the shipping, whatever it is, like places just didn't have things. The prices, whatever it is. So yeah, at one point, we were taking losses, not taking, but our revenue went down because we had to pay more just to get the things, and we ate that. We didn't raise the price or whatever it is. A little some short time we had to do that, but we ate that expense just to keep consistent product, right? So I don't think we run too much into trying to find too much. It's just one thing. You got to pick your battles, right? So yes, you may be able to find this thing so we know we can get these cheaper if we go to Alibaba, right? Yeah. But now we got to buy 10,000 and now I got to store it somewhere, right? Yeah. So where do I store it? You know what I'm saying? Y'all already got one room in my house. Y'all can't get no more, right? And that's the thing. That's the sacrifice of an entrepreneur, right? I'm sacrificing some of my home. Yeah. The bakery is tight. So, as a small business, again, people want us to compete with how these mega businesses are running, and I can't buy in bulk like that. Yeah. I could probably afford to do it financially, but I don't have even space to do it, so I can't buy in bulk. I don't have 10 locations where I'm buying and I'm shipping them across, so this is another thing that small businesses are doing where we can't compete with cost factors with the, major corporations, and, sometimes we got to eat that,
So you guys are strictly African American? Is there like any African descent, or is there any West Indian descent? Is it like
some
now?
of the last American blacks in New York.
Right? Yankee, we the last Yankees, and so I don't know. We grew up in Queens, right? You can't be. It's like a taboo to say you from Queens and you ain't Caribbean,
what part?
right?
No, but what part?
Yeah, Springfield Gardens and St. Albans.
Okay.
So
I used to do security for Rochdale.
Okay,
yeah.
So we still got family in Rochdale. Our parents still are in St. Albans and Springfield Gardens. But yeah, just right there. She went to Jamaica High School. I went to Thomas Edison. So this is born and bred.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I'm from Far Rock originally.
Okay.
But I'm from Brooklyn though.
Okay.
Listen, I'm a Long Island kid to the death of me.
Okay.
Those days are over.
Right. Yeah.
Those days are over. You know how it is. Family is one of the best for you.
Absolutely. No.
It's funny you say say that because I think about my son like, wow, he's gonna be like a Long Island kid. He's not gonna be a Queens kid like we were. You know, it's just different.
My daughter thinks she, you know, I mean, we did live in Queens, but she swear I'm from Queens. Like, no, like,
right.
no, you live in Long Island. Relax.
Right.
You have a house, you have a driveway.
Right.
Exactly.
It's amazing like how they still want to be from the boroughs, but it's like, yo, this is good for you. It's not wrong. Like,
Long Island is cool.
Right.
I don't want to be over there with the ops or whatever the hell they say. Like, nah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Like,
ain't no ops on Long Island.
right? Like, come on. Like, let's just get it together. Let's just win. Let's just succeed. You know.
Absolutely. But it's a blessing that you're able to create that opportunity.
Yeah.
So salute to you, man. Absolutely.
No, salute to all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Next question, and this is looking like it's going to be the final question. Time flies when we're on this podcast.
All the time.
We're having fun with the combo.
And I lost my whole train of thought. That's crazy. No, there it is. Do you guys ever consider, like, you know what? You know, our competition.
What competition?
All right, so
Love the
our people that are in the same
industry, right?
Do you guys ever think of like, yo, let's collab or something? Like maybe they had something that you really like, and you're like, yo, let's collab on this, or you know, because you know, even Converse had collabed on a Jordan sneaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because in the beginning that was that's what Jordan used to wear, so they actually collabed on a sneaker. Yeah, I'm one of those that's like, all right, everybody could get some money.
Right.
So
No, we haven't collaborated with other bakers like per se, but what we do is if someone hits us up and we can't accommodate their order, we have like our go-to other black bakeries that are in Queens and Long Island.
That's dope that you keep it in the house.
And they do the same thing back to us.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you listen, we can't do everybody. Like we literally cannot service everybody, right?
Yeah.
You know, and on some weeks we're just booked, and we just know we can't. It's like, all right, no doubt. These are the people that we rock with, go do business with them. But we have done some. So we did some stuff with Cousins Dozen. We did Cousins Dozens. Mini Donut. He's in Albee Square Mall. The Cow Mall is what it is now. Used to be Albee Square. But yeah, he does mini donuts. So we did a jar with him where we did the donuts in a jar.
Okay.
I think we open it. I mean, it's. I think there's a certain. Even if we do a dessert table, I might say, hey, depending on if it's something that we don't do, we might just say, hey, can you bring this on and add to it or whatever it is. Yeah. It's tough on the cake because I think everybody want to be, like I said, if we say we're doing a dessert table, and we're like, well, who's going to do the cake? And everybody want to do the cake because that's the center of the show,
exactly.
Right? But
who bringing the potato salad?
Exactly. It's kind of like that. It's like, it's like, no, I'm making the mac and cheese. Now they're going to know. But I think it's love. I think we share love. We do what we do. We great at what we're great at. I like what some other people are doing too.
Right. There's enough business for all of us.
Literally.
Facts.
Literally. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. So I wish we all understood that. A lot of us.
Yeah. So I think outside of where there's not the collaboration, I think there is community, right? So we are like, yo, like, so one of my homies, I love her craft. She does cakes. And I'm like, yo, she wanted to open up a store. I'm like, yo, hit me up if you like have questions. Cause we learned like on the fly, right? Yeah. I signed the lease and I'm like, oh, I'm responsible for that, or this is what it is. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I've been through this. Call me before you sign the lease so I can make sure you don't make the mistakes that I made, right? So that level of community, and I think that's important. Like, yo, I know what's at risk when you open up a store, right?
Facts.
And I don't want to see nobody lose their house. Yeah. Their kids going hungry, whatever it is. Thankfully, we were blessed to have a fairly smooth transition besides the grind and the work. Yeah. But I know it's at stake. And if I can avoid someone losing out, I want to do that. I want to give that knowledge. So, they say, somebody walked so you could run so you know whatever it is. So like, so we did that work. So if I can give that knowledge and information to anybody in any industry as an entrepreneur, I'm trying to make that happen so that your road to success is easier. And then you can just jump those roadblocks that I had to go through.
Dope. Dope. All right, so I need you guys to tell everybody your social media, your website, your
Location
store,
too.
store
Yeah.
location,
Yeah.
and obviously we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, so,
Instagram.
yeah,
Yeah.
Instagram, of course.
Come on home, we
Um,
major. We on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
So
to.
Sydney Sweets, it's on the shirts.
Yeah.
But SY. So the website is www.sydneys SydneysSweets.com. 2 S in the middle, S on each end. On Instagram, you can find us Sydneys_Sweets. On Instagram, Facebook, Sydney Sweets. But through our website, you can find all of our platforms. We're at 465 Hempstead Avenue in West Hempstead, New York. Hempstead Avenue. We're about 15 minutes from JFK. So that's why we get to service New York City, because we can just hop on to Southern State. And 15 minutes we're in Queens, and 45 minutes we're in Manhattan. So no matter where you are in New York City, upstate Connecticut, if you're doing a large enough party, we will deliver to you.
Right.
The cake jars, get online, order on our online store.
Yeah,
They
right
ship
on our
nationwide. The best cake you ever tasted. Your local bakery is not putting out what we putting out. So if you in Idaho, get these jars shipped to you.
If
You in Atlanta, get these jars shipped to you.
All right. And if you're in New York, we're open Friday and Saturday from 12 to 6. And that's when you can stop in, and we'll have loads of stuff for you to try.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get a close up here.
Oh yeah.
Yes, hold on now. I'm trying to.
That Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's been a pleasure. You guys are amazing.
No, absolutely. We
you guys.
appreciate you being
Congratulations.
with us.
Again, congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And we wish you many more, and be able to look at you guys and be like, well, they came to our podcast. Now they're big time.
Right. now when y'all streaming on the big joints, then we want to show up again too. Don't be
yeah.
like,
absolutely.
That's a
Of
definite.
course,
Definite.
absolutely.
We're gonna have to fly you out in style. Look
Hey,
here.
I like that.
I like that.
Talk,
Yeah.
that's nice. Absolutely.
GQN, give them your social media, my brother.
Yeah, man, y'all know the vibes, man. GQ win with 3 N's and 3 underscores, man. Yes, sir.
Dope. Of course, we are unscriptedp.cast on Instagram, unscriptedp.cast on Facebook,
Yep.
and on Twitter, it's unscriptedpcast. On Twitch, it's just unscriptedent.
Yeah.
And I am one of your hosts. I am Sam Legacy Mawetta. That's on everything, TikTok,
All that
etc. So with that being said, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are valued. You can do whatever you set your mind to. As long as you believe it, you can achieve it. This is the Unscripted Podcast.
All talk.
And we are
Awesome.
Peace out,
completely
y'all.
out of here.
Yeah, man.